Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New coming at you on this Monday morning. First and foremost, as always, just want to send positive vibrations and blessings out to everybody who could be listening. And I do want to apologize. I haven't been able to respond to too many comments the past few days. It's been quite tumultuous for me. I've been having my hands full, but it was funny because the first comment I saw, and forgive me for not seeing who it was who said it, but somebody, from my video on yesterday who said that he saw, people in a group or somewhere debating that Sonics weren't weak competition because they swept the defending champion Houston Rockets. Okay, so let me help y'all out a little bit. When you're having these debates and discussions with these smooth-brained individuals, just don't ever say that somebody played against weak competition. To me, that disrespects the sport. Because if you can make it to the NBA, you damn good. I don't care if you are the 15th person or 14th person down on the bench and you get 0 playing minutes. You will walk into any local league and light it up. It takes a special talent to be in the association, and that's why it's a small fraternity, not paternity. Steven Jackson, y'all go check out that video I did, but not paternity, fraternity. It's such a small fraternity. And here's the thing, that team that beat the Houston Rockets, and I don't make excuses for anybody, but first let me get this out the way. Don't ever say that there was weak competition. But, and I know originally on my viral video I said, oh, he's sorry, that was all in fun. Sorry and compared to the team that they were playing. So let's just put it like this. Let's just say it like this. If you have a team and you have Michael Jordan, arguably one of the greatest players to ever play this game, and Scottie Pippen, who was one of the best two-way players of the 90s, who can go out and get the job done on the defensive end of the floor and get it done on the offensive floor, even though he had limited opportunities. And you also have another Hall of Famer, Dennis Rodman, who is going to go out and give it his all and leave it all on the floor every single time. And go out and dominate the boards and create extra opportunities for you every single time. Then let me ask you this. What does that mean? When you're going up against other teams in comparison. Now, these other teams in comparison that you're going against only have one Hall of Famer or maybe 2. And then not only that, the Bulls had plenty of great role players around them, like Ron Harper, who was excellent on the defensive end as well. B.J. Armstrong, who was not given enough credit, who was an excellent three-point shooter as well. John Paxson on that first run, who was an excellent three-point shooter as well. Steve Kerr, who was an excellent three-point shooter as well. Tony Kukoc, who is now in the Hall of Fame and was considered by many to be the best foreign player of that era and of that time, along with a Vlade Divac and a Peja Stojakovic. So understand what I'm telling you. Don't disrespect the competition and say, that they were weak competition. But just let it be made known that the team, it's a team sport and the better team won. Because the same Jordan Maniacs who would sit up here and say, that Jordan, shouldn't have beat the Celtics because, well, the Celtics were stacked. They had 4 Hall of Famers going against Michael Jordan, and he didn't have any help. But please use that same energy when it was LeBron James going against 4 Hall of Famers in the Celtics. Or 3 Hall of Famers and Rondo, who is a potential Hall of Fame candidate. So, with all that being said, just keep that same energy. Just face it, in pretty much every finals that Michael Jordan played against, he had the better team. In pretty much every finals. And that same cannot be said for LeBron James. Because in most cases, he had, especially in the first finals, as we all know, he took a much less talented team to the finals, to face a great team who had already won the finals. So other than the Lakers, which was still not the same championship Lakers that had Kareem on it, and were a little bit long in the tooth by this time. Other than the Lakers, what other team did Jordan face in the finals who had previously won a championship? Zero. But anyway, I'm getting a bit off subject, so let me go back to what I'm saying. So don't say the competition was weak. Just say it was not as good as who they were going against, as far as the Chicago Bulls being a much better team. It's not like Michael Jordan somehow willed a useless bunch of scrubs over a heavily favored team that was better. No, he was on the favorite team with the better role players and the better star players. And that's just fact. Now, also, what I would like to point out is that '96 Sonics team that did beat that Rockets team. Let's just point this out. They were sort of the new age '90s team. You understand what I'm telling you? Of what people are starting to do in basketball now. They were already starting to stretch the floor more than any other team because they had centers who could shoot the three-pointer, right? So they had centers who could shoot the three-pointer as Sam Perkins, right? Sam Perkins could shoot the three. And then they had Shrimp, who would come in for Perkins, who was also an excellent player, who I want to say averaged 20 in that particular series, even in the finals, I'm not sure, but he was a pretty good player. Detlef Shrimp who was a foreign player as well. But the point is, Shrimp and Sam Perkins were able to come out to the perimeter, and when they were able to come out to the perimeter to shoot the three, that made Olajuwon have to come out and defend them. So when Olajuwon coming out to defend them, it was pretty tough it was pretty easy for Gary Payton and others to penetrate to the paint and get easier buckets because they were eliminating a key factor in Hakeem Olajuwon, who was also in a decline, by the way, because he was starting to get tendonitis in his knees. Now, with all that being said, the three-point line, let me mention this, the three-point line was also a little bit shorter. They had moved it in. So let's not forget that, to increase scoring in the NBA. For a couple of years during Michael Jordan time, they had pulled in the three-point line. So that made it even quicker. That made it even easier for them to get back out to the three-point line to defend when they were coming in to double team Hakeem in the post. So when they was coming in to double team Hakeem in the post, he could just kick it out. He could try to kick it out to an open three-point shooter, but Seattle, to give them credit, were very quick on their rotations and were one of the best defensive teams in the league. And let me also state this: the Western Conference was way better than the Eastern Conference during this time. So everybody want to say Jordan this and Jordan that. Look, the Western Conference was loaded. You had Phoenix and Charles Barkley. You had Supersonics. You had the Rockets. You had Utah. You understand what I'm saying? So, it was a lot harder to make it to the finals out of the Western Conference. And Seattle actually was the last team who had beat the Rockets before they went on their run, I want to say in '93. But of course, and what was messed up is also, Sean Kemp was able to have his way in the paint because they were bringing Perkins out. And by them bringing Perkins out to the three-point line, that really allowed the power forward matchup to really prosper. Because let's not forget, they had Otis Thorpe. And when they lost Otis Thorpe, then they didn't really have a matchup. They didn't really have a matchup for Sean Kemp, and when they lost Otis Thorpe to bring in Clyde Drexler, right? But then once they tried to fix that by bringing in Charles Barkley the following year, and of course that still didn't work because after they brought in Barkley, we all know what happened. Barkley was unable to defend the pick and roll against Utah. So we all know that Utah went on to the finals the next 2 years following that. So with all that being said, I just want to take you down that trip down memory lane and let you know that, these teams weren't weak per se, but they were not on the level of Michael Jordan's team. And that's why he was able to run through the East every year, because he just had a better team. So when you're talking about a Michael Jordan, a Dennis Rodman, and a Scottie Pippen, who they going against in the East? Charlotte? Who did they have? Then you say, oh, New York. I mean, other than Ewing, is John Starks in the Hall of Fame? I don't think so. I mean, stop praising some of Jordan's teammates. I mean, some of Jordan's teams that he beat in the playoffs. Reggie Miller, the Pacers, they were a damn good team. Smith was a good center of the day, considering the way basketball was played at the time. Davis was great. But I mean, Jalen Rose, we all know he was okay. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to tell y'all is, don't diminish the competition. I mean, you could say that competition was less than what the opposing team had, because I can pull up every playoff year in the history of the NBA, and I'm telling you, that's why I like series better than the NFL, one and done, because anything can happen in the course of the game. But in a series, I would say 9 times out of 10, the best team is going to win that series, because they're going to learn one another and how each other play and what their strengths and weaknesses are. And with that being said, when you play in the series, then the best team is going to win. And if you look at all of Chicago's matchups, every time they had a better team than who they were facing. When Chicago played Portland in the finals, who other than Clyde Drexler, I mean, you talking Terry Porter, he was okay. You talking Kevin Duckworth, he was okay. You understand what I'm saying? But other than Clyde Drexler, who? Why you think Detroit spanked them boys so good? You understand? That was the decline of the West before the West started getting really good in the middle 90s, in 92, 93. You understand? But a lot of people just wanted to say, oh, Jordan is the one. It was Jordan. Jordan beat this team. Jordan beat that team. And not understanding, no, that team beat that team. And like I said in my original video, that team won. The reason why Jordan went out and scored 60 on the Celtics and still lost is because he didn't have a better team. The reason why LeBron lost to Boston when he was at Cleveland is he didn't have the better team. But when you can get something, a good matchup, even, you know what I mean, then that's when you're going to have some good basketball and some good championship basketball. And that's what I'm looking forward to this year. The Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what I'm really looking forward to in the finals, because now you're going to have more even competition. And that's what the NBA was lacking once Kevin Durant made his move and really stacked up that team. And I know everybody will say LeBron did the same thing, Kevin Durant did it better. Man, I'm not even going to waste my energy on that, because if your brain that damn smooth, that probably means you got one wrinkle in your brain. If you think that that's the same exact move, man, you got one wrinkle in your brain. I'm not even going to waste time or breath or energy or anything on that. But what I am going to do is always tell y'all that right on to the real, and much love to these haters, man. And let me know if y'all want me to drop another freestyle, because I will be happy to do it. But, if somebody told me I was some trash, man, kind of hurt my feelings. Now, I'm just playing. Y'all know me better than that. My skin is real thick. For the person who said that my freestyle was some trash, though, I might just need to do a freestyle about you. No, I'm just playing, man. It's all in fun, and I appreciate your opinion, because like I said, I got much love to everybody. So, as always, like I said, right on to the real, much love to these haters. I'm out.